What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a nice summer evening here in Findlay, Ohio, and Andis and I are hanging out in the beer shed, getting ready to check out some new beers. What's going on, my brother?
A little thirsty, ready for another beer, but at least it's some nice weather out this evening.
We got the Chinese food on the way, waiting for it, get a quick video in, and it'll be a lovely evening, hopefully. It's kind of warm, but it's not too bad.
No, I can't complain. It's been much worse this summer.
I can live with it. So the beer I have today is called Chuck's P-51 Porter. This is an American porter, and it's from Fife Street Brewing in Charleston, West Virginia.
What do you think about Charleston?
Absolutely loved it. We drove back from Florida. I drove down in 2 days. I stopped in Virginia and then South Florida. By the time I come back, because we did it in such rapid succession, I said I want to stop twice and just break it up a little bit better. So we wound up stopping in, where did I stop? South Carolina or somewhere. And then the second day, I actually stopped right over the border from Georgia to South Carolina, I guess. And then the second day, stopped in Charleston. I'd actually had Evelyn look up some breweries on Untappd or somewhere. And because we were there on a Monday, there's a ton of breweries, but most of them were closed. So I think this place was open, and another one called Bad Shepherd, which was maybe a block or two away, were open on Monday. And we were getting in later in the evening. We're open till like 10 or something. So I thought, all right, quickly, let's get over there and see what it's like. Got a really nice hotel on the waterfront for about $110, which is not bad. I think I ripped off and made $200 in the crappy one in Hardeeville, I believe it was called, South Carolina. It looked like a nice place. I mean, I enjoyed it, man. What do you think? You've been there before.
Is that the hotel you got your government discount at?
It is. Special shout out to the dude who gave us the hookup. I appreciate it. I do work for the government. Remember that.
You do.
That's right.
It's been quite a while, but I have been to Charleston a couple times, and I always enjoyed that town. I like the scenery, the mountains, and
even the prices. Like we went to the breweries. Like the prices were pretty decent, man. Like it was.
And it's a university town.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I liked it, man. I would go back there. I'd never been there before, other than maybe like driving by or something. But when on the way down, we went to West Virginia. It was just stunning. The mountains were gorgeous. The place was beautiful. And my all-time hero, John Crook, is from West Virginia. So I figured I got to make a pit stop and check it out.
Is he your hero because he's your size?
Look, he played on the 1993 Phillies. It's my favorite team ever. And so what if we kind of look similar? It has nothing to do with it. But I love you, Crocky. He's my favorite. So we went there. Like I said, there was 2 breweries that were open, and this one was Fife Street Brewing. We had a number of beers there, and one interesting thing was the bartender was actually a female whose name was Tristan.
Spelled the same?
Yes, spelled the same way as my name. And it kind of threw me off, because very rarely do you see Tristans that aren't 20 years old or younger. Very few people, well, she was probably 20 years old, but very rarely do you run into other people with the same name as me. And spelled the same way, I think, twice ever. I think I've seen one of the takeout boy in Community Market in Ada had his name spelled the same way, and this girl. So, hey, I don't know. It's Kismet or some shit, right? It's the universe telling me check it out.
Kismet.
So this
You're ridiculous.
Like I said, this is an American porter. This was canned 7/25/22. 32. Well, it doesn't give anything else there.
Well, it is cool. It says 32 ounces, but also says 2 pints.
Yeah, and we do have a little bit of a blurb on the back. I'll give it to Anderson. It says brewed in Charleston.
For Charleston. And then in the fine print that he can't read.
It's white on brown. I'm getting new glasses soon. This will be over.
From the hard-working to the family units to the out-of-towners, we're working to cultivate a space where everyone can share their love of Charleston through local food and handcrafted brews. We're a place where you can unwind after a long day on the job or bring your family on the weekend to reconnect. Our roadie allows you to take your favorite Fife Street brew on the go and enjoy it at home. And it's cool because they call this a roadie.
Yeah, the Crowler is a roadie. And I think they had this marked as the only brewery on, I don't remember what they called it, but they had some kind of like walkway that went through it. And I guess they were there. They had some food. I think my wife and I both had a grilled cheese. It was actually really good. It was like a 4-cheese grilled cheese with Gruyere, American Swiss, and something else. Very good food. I was happy with it after a long day of driving. And then had all the beers they had. I think they might have only had about 10 beers. I think 7 of them were theirs, and 3 were from other local breweries. Theirs were okay, pretty good for the most part. The visiting ones, the guest taps, I thought one of them was good. The other 2 I thought were pretty bad. So I thought theirs were pretty solid. One of the guest ones was good. 2 of the guest ones were not for me.
But do you really want your guest taps to be better than your beer?
No, I imagine you probably don't, right? Probably a good idea to not have them being better so you can make sure they want your beers instead. Again, prices were really solid too, so I was happy with that.
Well, you're pouring. Nope.
God damn
I
it.
opened my mouth too soon, and you didn't bring a towel in.
Every time I poured a damn crowler.
That looks like what was all over my driveway yesterday.
Oh, Lord, this is an effing mess.
Wow, you're an amateur.
This is turning into a shit show.
What are you doing?
Can't let it get crazy. See what happens. I take a week or two off. I come back.
He has one beer, and now he can't do his job. What a ridiculous mess you've made.
Yours looks nice.
Because I'm the professional.
This dude. Fife Street.
So where's your towel to clean it up?
Damn it. Oh, I have one. Look, I have this here handkerchief. This will do the
Your
trick.
snot rag?
No, this is an unused rag, so it's just a handkerchief. There's no snots on it.
Can't take you anywhere.
Prepared. Self-cleaning. All right. So, let's check this out.
Did you read your notes about the beer?
I will in a second. I just want to hit the color real quick. So color, we're probably at the top here, right? Right, 39, 40 minutes.
I mean, that's midnight black. I mean,
Yeah.
That's,
I don't even see, like, sometimes they're like, oh, there's a ruby hue to it. I don't see that. That's just straight black. Head, nice, dark. Yeah, it's like a kind of a khaki-ish, tannish, dark color. Anderson has a nice one finger. Mine is
Knob head.
7.5 fingers.
your knob head pour?
Like I'm inbred and have extra fingers. That's how thick mine is. Looks pretty decent.
Well, it is from West Virginia.
Ooh, I will not say that. Listen to this person disparaging the great state. Remember that was him, not me. When you go through there in the hills of eyes, people get you. It'll be on you, not me, sir.
Hey, I'm sure those people are also related to us from the Commonwealth.
I always thought the hills of eyes is in like Arizona or somewhere, isn't it?
It's somewhere out in one of those desert states that's portrayed as a nice place to visit.
Yeah.
Like Denver, like Colorado.
Yeah. I remember my geography professor in college saying Colorado has the greatest marketing scheme of all time because everybody thinks of the whole state of Colorado being like Denver, and it's actually like a very small percentage of it.
The rest of it's high desert.
Yeah, the rest of it's kind of desert and not that great.
Anyways,
Let's give it a sniffy sniff.
typical porter smell.
Yeah, it's kind of like a light roasty grain. Not a whole heck of a lot going on there in that regard. I mean, other than what you'd expect from a porter.
Yeah, it's just a typical porter smell, but I mean, there's nothing
Now,
special or different about this porter other than
as
it's
to the stats
a
on
porter.
this, 7.4% ABV, nothing on IBUs listed. Untappd 3.98, others only 178 check-ins. Beer Advocate not present. The brewery was there, but this particular beer wasn't listed. Now, I did find this on Untappd. It said this is chocolate and dark fruit flavors with notes of blackberry and coffee and finishes with a lingering sweetness. So, let's see if it lives up to that. Cheers, my brother.
Cheers.
First thing, the body. I would say medium.
Average, yeah.
Yeah, medium bodied.
What you'd expect for a porter.
Which is saying things sometimes because, with a lot of these breweries, you get these dark beers and they're watery as hell.
You mean like Guinness?
You know what, man? Guinness, I've said this before. Guinness is the one I give a pass to just because it's like the OG.
But Guinness for a dark beer.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
stout, not a porter, but as a dark beer goes.
Yeah,
Guinness
it's
is
very
watery.
thin. It's very thin for a stout. I agree with that. Now, first time I had it 25 years ago or something, I wouldn't have agreed and said, "Oh, I got it. It's like eating a sandwich." Now you're like, it's a bit thin. But so many of the stouts and porters you get now, getting porter should be lighter than stout. But so many of these darker beers are so thin bodied that it ruins it for me. This has got the nice body. It's appropriate for the style. Has a nice, I guess, slickness to it. Almost, it's not like an oatmeal stout, but it has that like nice taste to it. I think
Yeah.
it's a solid body overall. As far as the taste, I think you pick up roasty grain. I hear my dog.
Here comes the savage.
She hasn't destroyed anything, that's positive. Just checking to make sure we're okay. You pick up some nice kind of like roasty malt like you'd expect with something like this. I think you do get a little bit of a coffee taste, but it's probably a little subdued. I'm not a huge coffee fan, and a lot of stouts and porters are sometimes kind of like heavy coffee taste. I don't think it's super heavy on the coffee.
I mean, you get that bitter chocolate, like the
Dark chocolate, baker's chocolate, or whatever the heck you want to call it.
Right,
It's kind of like
right.
a bitter chocolate taste.
I don't know about blackberry.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up either. I mean, there might be a tiny bit of sweetness at the back end, but I don't think I would say.
Yeah, there's no real lingering sweetness either.
No.
I mean, as far as porter goes, this is
It's It's a good porter.
A good example of a porter. I mean, it's a straightforward porter. There's no weird flavors to it. Nothing been added to it. Nothing off.
Yep.
I mean, this would be a good example of a just straight up porter.
Blackberry, I don't know about. Also, I don't know. Maybe it's me. I think the finish is a little bit dry, like you kind of expect as opposed to sweet. I don't really find it to be super sweet. That being said, I like it. I don't think it necessarily matches up 100% with this description, but that's fine with me.
I mean, maybe if you really think about it, there's a little bit of lingering chocolate almost, like the bitter chocolate, the baker's chocolate.
I wouldn't call it
and maybe
sweet,
that's
though.
what they're considering sweet. Because they're associating chocolate with sweetness, but it wouldn't be, in my opinion, it wouldn't be sweet.
Yeah.
And I'm not complaining about it whatsoever. It's good. It's nice.
No, like I said, for what it is, I think it's a good beer. When I went there, like I said, I think they had 10 beers. I think I tried 7 of theirs, and for the most part, we're all pretty solid. So happy to stumble across this brewery. I think me and the wife rolled in. I think we checked in. I'm doing the math in my head while I'm driving, thinking, how quickly can I get checked in, get changed? Because I think I was wearing basketball shorts and like a sweaty T-shirt because I've been, you gotta drive and travel comfortably. How quickly can I switch my gear and be out the door? I think I checked in, both got changed, ready to roll in like 15 minutes. Hit the first brewery, down the flight. The first brewery wasn't very good, honestly, it sucked. I didn't really care for them that much. So I had the flight and rolled out. Now, from what I heard, they have some really good beers. Maybe the 4 I had just weren't those 4. Second place, quite liked. I thought it was pretty decent. Enjoyed the beers. Enjoyed the staff. Was really friendly. The other customers in there. There's actually a bunch of people from Fort Wayne, Indiana, in there. Believe it or not, multiple parties from Fort Wayne, which is probably only about an hour from here. So there's like some weird Midwest convention with me over there out here from Findlay now, right? But it was a really cool place. People were cool. Beers was cool. Food was good. I definitely want to go back there again. So, it was a really neat experience, and thrilled I was able to pick this up and bring it back.
One thing to say about this beer, 7.4%, not noticeable.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's no booziness to it. Nice amount of alcohol, and you don't notice it.
No, you wouldn't have a clue.
This could sneak up on you if you thought these were 5%ers or something. This could sneak up on you. Really good beer. So for me, Chuck's P-51 Porter, big thumbs up.
I wonder what the P-51 stands for.
I don't know. Is P-51 like a warplane or something? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a...
I mean, I know Chuck is probably Charleston. They call it Chucktown, right? So I'm guessing the Chucks...
I've never heard that.
Yeah, they did apparently. Because I think there was some other... I saw some other stuff there that said Chucktown, so maybe they're going by that.
Anyways, you gave it a big thumbs up?
I did. What are you doing?
I'd absolutely give it a thumbs up. This is like a great example of a porter.
Yeah.
If you just want to know what a porter is, try this. You'll know exactly what a porter is.
Yeah,
it's a great example.
And you know what, man? I agree. This is kind of true to style, good. Not everything has to be over the top, ridiculous with all bells and whistles. Sometimes just do the beer the style it's supposed to be. Let it speak for itself. Let it be good, and you'll be good.
Sometimes I think when people add 8 billion hops or fruits or this, that, whatever, it's because they can't brew a good beer.
Marshmallow fluff. Yeah, I mean, this is simple to the fact, pretty solid, and I enjoyed it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you do, give us a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you been through Charleston, West Virginia, Chucktown? Have you happened to go on to Fife Street Brewing or some of the others there? If so, let me know what you think about them in the comments. Hey, until next time. Cheers.
Cheers.